Welcome back. Today is National Dentist Day and an opportunity to spotlight regular dental cleanings and checkups. According to the CDC, nearly 32% of adults between the ages of 20 and 44 have untreated cavities. Dr. Cary Berdy of Berdy Dental Group joins me now to unpack why it's so crucial to be consistent with your oral hygiene. Good morning, Dr. Berdy. Happy National Dentist Day.
Thank you. I'm Dr. Christian Berdy. My son, Dr. Cary Berdy, who's also in practice with me, was not able to do this interview, so I stepped in for him.
He's enjoying National Dentist Day, right?
Yes, he is.
Dad, you have to do this for me. I want to have the day off. I love it.
No, I love it too.
20 to 44 people in between those ages. 32% of them have untreated cavities. That's an alarming number to me. Is that to you?
Yes, it is. What we're finding is with this pandemic that we've had is patients have been staying away and as a result, they stay at home. They don't have us to fuss at them to say, hey, you need to brush here, you need to get this thing fixed, and they also have increased their sugar intake. Because when you're at home and there's nothing to do, or you're just needing a snack, the first thing you do is grab a little something sweet. That helps with the depression that we're seeing with patients as well. And so as a result, we're seeing patients coming in that haven't been in for a year or longer. And all of a sudden they've got cavities that are almost unfixable, especially the elderly patients. They take medications that sometimes dry their mouth out. And as a result, they're not cleaning the teeth adequately. They're not being monitored adequately. And so we're seeing an increase in tooth decay. We're seeing an increase in periodontal disease, which is just as devastating and can lead to tooth loss.
You know, those are all really great points that I had not thought about before, you know, sitting around the house, munching more, especially maybe on junk food or foods that are high in sugar, and really not brushing your teeth. Usually you brush your teeth when, you know, you wake up, after you eat, when you're running out the door to meet someone, but we're not running out the door these days. How do you suggest people get into a routine when it comes to oral hygiene?
Well, I think they need to have a really good routine as far as how they take care of their mouth. I like them to start with using a water pick first, then to go ahead and floss. Most people don't floss their teeth, so if you floss first, you'll always brush. If you brush first, you don't always floss. And then I like them to use the water pick a second time to go ahead and rinse their mouth out thoroughly. Don't forget, when we're taking all this sugar in, and it creates acids that erode the tooth structure, and before you know it, you have tooth decay. And a lot of times it doesn't hurt until it's in the very last stages of what's going on in your mouth. So we encourage patients to come in very frequently to get their mouths cleaned, especially now. Get back on a good routine with your general dentist. Here at Berdy Dental Group, we see our patients very frequently to keep them in good shape, especially the elderly, because they're the ones who are most susceptible to getting a lot of decay, and especially the young kids too, who are now doing virtual schooling and not being careful with their diet. They can run out and get something out of the refrigerator. At school, you couldn't do that. At work, you couldn't run to your refrigerator and get something. You couldn't. So it's very disheartening to see the changes that have occurred with patients' management. So we highly encourage everyone to get back to your dentist, get back to your hygienist, get back on a good routine of maintenance so that you can keep your teeth healthy. Don't forget, there's a very big correlation between dental health and health of the whole body. And, you know, we've talked about that before, and we're seeing the changes occurring again. So please encourage everyone to really follow a good maintenance schedule with their general dentist. And at Berdy Dental Group, we highly encourage our patients to get back on their good routine and see us frequently.
It's all about that routine. Dr. Berdy, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And again, happy National Dentist Day to you.
Thank you. We highly appreciate the fact that you're honoring all the dentists in the whole world. You know, dentistry started in Florida in the early 1800s. They were going around with just a horse and buggy, and they'd go from area to area. If they had a tool, they would go ahead and take out a tooth. That's about all that was done in the early days, and the tool was just wiped off clean. Just think of the changes that have occurred in dentistry now. We sterilize everything.
Well,
Here
look
in
at
the
that.
pandemic, yeah, and during the pandemic, we've even done a lot better. We've changed our air filtrations throughout the office, the way we sterilize everything, the way we monitor our patients as they come in. It's a really safe environment to do that. So highly encourage
Yeah.
everyone to revisit their dentist and get back in good shape.
Well, Dr. Berdy, that's a story within a story. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.